Dhyanamoolam Gururmurti Pujamulam Gururpadam Mantramulam Guruvakyam Mokshamulam Gurukripa. Om Shri Guruve Namaha. Hari Om. Meet the need. Today I would like to talk about the subject of nothing is wrong and nothing is right. On the surface, it may look quite a controversial topic, but mind you, this is for oneself only. This is for an aspirant only, for sadhaka. That how to proceed further on the path of spirituality. And spirituality is not a different path than our regular life path. We'll take a couple of examples. And simple example that we have often taken is that there are two friends, John and Jim. John liked to drink coffee, Jim liked to have a tea. And I'm not saying that either one of them is good or either one of them is bad. But if John thinks that Jim should have taken tea, and if Jim thinks that he should have taken coffee, then that's where the problem comes. Instead of that, if you just treat it that whatever he likes, he takes it, and whatever I like, I take it. Each one of us have freedom. And so far as this acceptance is there, that as I like coffee, so does he like the tea. As soon as that comes, then the argument on the basis of difference can be eliminated. And that too, not with force, but with understanding and with great acceptance. As soon as this kind of thought comes into picture, who is beneficial? John thinks that the Jim is beneficial, or Jim thinks John is beneficial. And in this life, if you manage to accept as and when anything and everything comes to you as prasad or the gift or the blessing, then whose peace is not disturbed? Understand this point. And sometimes both these people, say John and Jim, have gone to somebody's house, say Bill, and Bill makes the coffee or tea. So let's say coffee. If he makes coffee, John may be happy, but Jim may not be, because John is drinking coffee. Instead, both of them, they think that, oh, what a lovely coffee, what a lovely time we have. That this is the acceptance. And even if John is drinking coffee, and if the coffee doesn't happen to be a particular brand, say Maxwell or Brower or Starbucks, and any other brand of coffee, so other fragrance, other taste, And he says, how lovely. I got a chance to taste some other coffee. So to say, there is nothing wrong and nothing right. This may bring you a neutral feeling, but sometimes if you take anything that comes to you as a gift or prasad or blessing, then you will be even better off than just accepting whatever that comes. But you accept whatever that it comes with gratitude, with as a gift, as a prasad. So you will never have time even to find fault. And when you don't find the fault, what really happens is, do you think the cook is benefited or the taster is benefited? The one who takes it. And thereafter, there are secondary benefits also, and those are that you accept it and you accept it with gratitude and recognizing what a beautiful coffee. So the one who made it, he also or she feels good. So these are the secondary benefit. And when he or she feels good, she shares a good deal of things with you. So in turn, this is also secondary benefit to you as well. So accepting the thing, nothing is wrong and nothing is right. In other words, as simple, don't be judgmental. That we hear often. And one can go even way far. And this was also another example that on the surface looks so crazy. Let's say John and Jim are walking on a sidewalk and a drunk driver comes and knocks John off. John got hurt. And naturally, in the eyes of the law, the drunk driver need to be punished and need to go to this and that. But the John who was hurt thinks that it is all his fault. So every time the case will come into the court, his mind will be in so much turmoil that what type of argument he should have so that he gets enough compensation and that guy can go in the jail. Instead, you just think that there is nothing wrong and nothing right, meaning, of course, the guy was drunk, that is his lookout. But the reason I got hurt, and not Jim got hurt, and you can take it as some laws of karmas is working. He may have to bear the fruits of some of the actions that he has done. And he might have also played some tricky rules so that he can be escaped and somebody else can be punished. But in the laws, in the cosmic kingdom, everything takes time to bear the fruits of. So understanding and taking it, and that you can even take it as a blessing so that one of those karmas, they came to the fruition, so you have less one problem to bear with. And do not go and argue with everybody else that, oh, it's okay, he ran over. No, in your mind, only this spirituality is a mental status, an equipoise action, that you are neither excited nor you are anxious, depressed. So this kind of work, nothing is wrong and nothing is right. In general, it happens that whatever we like, if that appears to you or it comes to you, you feel happy. And you also feel happy that something you did not like or does not like, something that you do not like, and if that comes to you at that time, you may feel, my God, what a day I have. So it's not the problem with the day, it's not the problem with the occurrence, but it is the problem in your mind that you have already determined that if it will rain, it will be good, but if it will be cloudy, it will be bad. But to the other poetic mind person, if it gets cloudy and dull environment, we may call it dull, but he may love it. And he may also love the rain as well, the little drizzling, or you can call it even monsoon, because he accepts anything that he gets. And if it being the rainy season, what do you expect? Mother Nature not to make you wet? But how often do we go and get wet? From the garage, we get into the car and we go and park the car also somewhere in the garage. So dry to dry. And comparison and reactivity always bring us down. Understand, no matter which way you look at it. But when you are excelling, understand, you're not really comparing. You are examining that today, my typing speed is, say, 40 words per minute. And you keep on trying and see if you can get to 45 or 50. Yes, it is comparison, but you are exploring the potentiality that how far your fingers move in the correct position and you could do the typing. So the word is not comparison, but excellence. You are excelling, you are checking to see how far you could go, and you will be the only person who will be benefited. Besides, you may get 5–10% raise, but again, understand whether you get raise or you don't get the raise, no matter how much you have, it will be less. And when I say it will be less, I remember a friend of mine's daughter and son-in-law, they both together may be making more than $750,000. Now understand, $750,000. And since both of them are working, and the children, they have 2 children, and the children need to be put with the babysitter for a while. And the babysitter may be making $24, $25, $30 an hour. So she may think, my God, she makes $30 an hour. Because in her mind, she thinks she should make less. But how do you forget that both of you are earning $250,000? You figure out how much an hour they make. So at the same time, the babysitter must not also feel that they are making so much of money and I just make $25 an hour. It was also a time most of us must not forget that the minimum wage rate was $2.30. It was once upon a time, but still, just for the numbers sake point of view, and some people's yearly salary was $10,000. So do the best you can with the compensation or without the compensation too. There are people who just feel like sharing the joy. And they, on the contrary, they say, I do not want money, but all I want is just a company. Let's enjoy it. And I have had chance to meet a very lovely orator, speaker, who was a great spiritual motivator type person. He became so famous that a church of 300 people capacity was getting full. People were sitting in the aisle. People were sitting in the back receiving area. And one day he mentioned that it was also the time that when I was standing at the podium, and after my prayer, I began talking. In the middle of the talk, I started realizing the entire church is empty, not a single soul. But then he said, am I talking to the audience? Or am I expressing myself, and or I am contemplating on the subject, but the subject has loudness in it. It's not just without uttering the word, but I'm uttering the word, so what? So this kind of people, there is nothing good and nothing bad. Who gets the benefit? And it's not going to happen overnight, my dear friends. But slowly and slowly develop the habit. And how to develop the habit? Meaning, say, you wanted to go to the beach. And you even sat in the car and started driving. And halfway to the beach, it started raining. And if you would go and condemn the environment or think bad of it, then you will be miserable. But instead you say, oh my God, look at this beauty. We can just sit in the car and enjoy water falling on the surface of the beach. And honestly, God, I am the witness. I enjoyed water so much that I wait for that day, even in swimming pool. So I will keep my eyes at this level, at the nose level of the water. And when the raindrops falls and such a nice ripples are formed, such a joy to my heart. At that time, I could have said, darn it, it happened, and I could not enjoy the warm and nice water at the beach. Acceptance and making the best of anything. Slowly and slowly you work on it. And how certain words and certain environment changes. This is another friend of mine. I'm bringing my famous character, mother-in-law. So what really happened, that he received a phone call, and it was mother-in-law saying that I am in the town and I'm going to come and visit you at the lunchtime. Now, the guy was saying mummy to mother-in-law as well as to his mummy too. So the wife is asking, honey, whose phone was it? Mummy's. Why? What the heck she wants? Oh, she's coming for lunch. Can you not say that we have just cooked for 2 people? Ah, come on. Just cool down. It's just mummy. You know, we can accommodate. You always say so. But I hate mummy coming at the odd time, this and that. He didn't say. And he slowly started getting into the car to reach to the bus stop. And she was so boiling inside that despite me being so angry, upset, he still dares going and picking his mother. And the car comes in after 10 minutes in the garage. And she was so furious to insult my friend in front of mother. As soon as the door opened, she said, oh, mommy, how lovely. It just happened to be her own mother, not mother-in-law. So you see what happens? Nothing is wrong and nothing is right, but in this case, the wrong became right, and as a result, this thing happened. Instead of right from the beginning, if it would have been the situation, mother says mother. And if every daughter-in-law just thinks, I am so grateful to my mother-in-law for giving birth to my husband. If she would not have given birth to him, I would not be having the best person to whom I love in the whole wide world. So because you love your husband and you get on to the causative level and you appreciate mother-in-law even better than mother, could it not be a heaven on the earth? Just your attitude. So deciding in our mind there is nothing wrong and there's nothing right. It is just the status of our own mind. Our acceptance, and this is what the sadhana is, to study one's own mind. Why you treat your mother-in-law as mother-in-law, and why do you treat your mother as your mother? You can find 1,001 fault, but then those finding fault is right in your brain, not with the mother-in-law. Because you are thinking that your mother-in-law should be drinking coffee and not tea in the morning. Because once when she drinks tea, I have to do double the labor, one for the coffee and one for the tea. Mother-in-law is not saying anything, but it's your mind, fertile mind, that works. Your boss in the office give you 9% raise. But if you would have thought you must deserve at least minimum 10%, so you will be miserable. You will feel he is not treating me right. Why? Because it's not 10%, it is 9%. So it is not the percent which is right or wrong, but it is how relatively, comparatively, and your preoccupied mind decide. So the cause behind upset or cause behind your temporary joy is the state of your mind, how your mind is deciding. I will still give you one more example. And this example, I don't have to look for. They're right in front of me. Meaning, as and when some friends come, they talk about it. And I usually do not participate in this kind of talk, but I overhear this. And a lady was complaining about her husband, that, my God, my husband is a heck of a person. So the other says, really? What happened? Hey, Susie, tell me what happened. And they are interested in hearing this kind of nonsense. And you know what the statement was? You will laugh. He's a cleaning maniac. It takes half hour to vacuum one room. I feel like saying it is he who is vacuuming this detail, every corner. He takes even brush and cleans it. What is so wrong? Don't you appreciate? There is nobody in the whole wide world who could vacuum as great as my husband. I am so proud of him. Instead, he is given a title, cleaning maniac. And then maybe the person who may not be doing so-called any household work, but he is interested in just doing the beautiful gardens. And still, if the woman wants to complain, and again, it can be man or woman, they just happen to be. So one can say he's never home. He's either on computer or outside in the garden or at office. But have you ever had chance to enjoy the garden outside? That what a beautiful care that he's taking care of. Dear friend, there is nothing wrong or nothing right outside of you and inside of you. Everything happens here, and as a result, it is you who feels miserable. So one of the golden sentences when we had learned earlier, my inner peace is non-negotiable. Why do I need to be upset? I am not running the whole universe or the whole world. World has its own parameters along which weather changes, environment changes, person coming, going changes, person coming, going, even in your life also changes. Happens. And when I say in your life, people say, it was that husband who ruined my life. If he wanted to divorce me, why didn't he divorce me earlier? Well, he wanted to divorce you now, so take it. And if you like that association or husband-wife relationship for 10, 12 years, and that's what it is, so be grateful. And now he's giving you opportunity to be a free bird again, so that you could do what you like to do. If you feel like going to the beach, going to a movie, going to a restaurant, you can do it and you don't have to ask anybody. So dear friends, it is the mind that we have to study of. And certain time in the life, your body may ache or pain. Body may have to undergo some surgery or some medical treatment or some yogic treatment, if you would like to hear these words. So what? All days are not the same, and you're getting another world to be explored. acceptance with gratitude and with an attitude. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is right. And even your mind is also not right, mind you. You have to train your mind. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Samatvam, balancehood. It is said that yoga is balance. Not leaning on this side, not leaning on that side. Not to eat too much, not to have fasting all the time. Whereby I'm not saying once in a while you do fasting is bad. No. But at that time, it is the cleansing technique that you are learning and you are developing. But don't fast because the previous night you pigged out. Because you're eating like a pig, on the other day you're not eating at all. So you're going up and down, up and down. But with awareness, if you do the fasting, there is nothing like it. But while you are fasting and you're passing by kitchen and says, little bar of ice cream won't do. Will do because I'm fasting. That means you are still undergoing the craving of it. You're not training your mind. So, dear friends, I stop here with Shantipat. Purnamada Purnamedam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.